Well, good morning and good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in this beautiful world that we have and that we're living in. I wanted to share a little something. I think I've mentioned a couple of times about the Feast for the Soul, and it is a 40-day virtual spiritual practice that happens every year between the 15th of January and the 23rd of February. It's actually more of a retreat than a practice. There's daily practices, but it takes place over 40 days. And I was part of the opening ceremony yesterday. And it was really moving to hear readings from all different traditions shared with a group of about 300 people that were on live from all across the world, and all together in peace and compassion and community. And I have to say, I love what the feast offers. And I realize when I participate, I expand my practice. I try out lots of different teachers that I normally wouldn't have access to or might have found myself, and meditations that really bring a different awareness and a different level of understanding for my own meditations and spiritual practice. So wanted to let you know that I will be leading a live meditation on January 27th. So I hope that you will join me. You can find out more information about it on thefeastforthesoul.org. And if you have any questions, of course, you can reach out to me. Today, I feel guided to start our practice with a small prayer for my husband's father who passed away over the weekend. I know some of you have also suffered loss this past year, and some of you are still grieving for loved ones that you may have lost during COVID. You may be grieving for furry friends or animals that really have touched you through your life. Perhaps some of you are grieving for loved ones that you lost long ago, who still come back to you in moments of sadness or despair, perhaps. So together today, perhaps we share a moment of remembrance for all of our loved ones who have passed on. If you would just close your eyes or lower your gaze for a moment and offer these words. May those whom we've loved and have departed be welcomed and loved by those who came before as they transition to their new place. May they be released from all suffering and pain. And may they surround and guide us the remaining days of our lives. So thank you for sharing that with me. And when I was reflecting on what to share for today's meditation, I began reading a lot about Martin Luther King's life, since today in the United States is Martin Luther King Day. And I came across a story, a little known story, about Dr. King. And most of the time when we hear about Dr. King, we hear about all of the inspirational speeches that he gave, and in particular, I Have a Dream speech. But this one that I heard was about faith, and one that I'd never heard before. So I'm going to give you the story in a nutshell so that you understand how that connects to the theme. And in this story that I read, shortly after Dr. King was nominated to lead the Montgomery bus boycott, he received numerous death threats, 30 to 40 a day. Imagine what that must feel like. And with a baby, young baby, new baby at home, and a wife at home, he talked about his courage starting to waver, and that he was at this point where he really didn't know what to do, and he was going to lose his nerve. And 8 weeks after the start of the boycott, he received a particularly disturbing death threat. And he said he couldn't take it any longer, that he was weak. And at that moment, he turned to his faith, to faith. He remembered the power that can make a way when there is no way. And for him, it was prayer, and he began to pray out loud. And he said soon after that, he heard an inner voice, the voice of God that he describes as God, telling him to fight on and that he would never be alone. And it made me consider letting go of someone in the physical form, that is really one of the biggest lessons in faith. And that faith, they're in a better place, that they're free of any pain and suffering. Faith that we can also go on and we will be okay without their presence physically, even at times when we feel like it's unbearable. And I find in times when we lose someone or have nothing left to lose because we've exhausted all of the tools in our toolkit, perhaps our self-care practices or meditation, we've gone to therapy, we have a community, we get out into nature, and yet we still feel this weight, that in those moments we can turn to our faith, that which can't be proven, but is always available to us for guidance. So today we are going to do a meditation that calls on us to tune into and accept what is right here, right now, and to truly let go. We'll start with a 5 senses practice and do a body awareness meditation and end with a few faith-based affirmations. So as you know, if you've meditated with me before, I like to talk about a few essentials. It's okay to have thoughts. Don't try too hard to have a certain type of meditation kind of experience. Have the one that you're having. Let go of any expectations. Treat this meditation like it's the first one that you've ever done. And perhaps it is the first one that you've ever done. So allow that to be exactly as it is. Always be kind to yourself, like a good friend would. There's no right or wrong or should with meditation. And finally, just stick with the practice today. Even if it gets challenging or you find that you get lost in your thoughts, just come back to the breath or the body, the focus of the meditation at that time. So we'll be meditating for about 20 minutes today, and I will keep track of the time. I invite you to move into a comfortable position, relatively still. You can have your hands at your sides, or you can have them in your lap. And we'll go ahead and take a moment just to get comfortable. Perhaps shrugging your shoulders. You could do a little shoulder rotation, perhaps moving your head from side to side, moving your neck, and taking a few gentle breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Letting yourself know, your body know, and your mind know that it's okay to be here, to relax. Letting your breath settle into its natural rhythm and depth. Let's start by calling your attention to 5 things that you can see. You're welcome to open your eyes for a moment and look around, or you can keep them closed and tune in to perhaps the shadows that you see, or the light that's coming in through your eyelids. You might tune into any colors that you notice, any shapes, and perhaps any movements. Tuning in to 5 things that you can see. Now, if you opened your eyes, you can gently close them again. And you can focus now on 4 things that you can feel. Noticing the sensation of clothing on your body, perhaps the warmth of a heater at your feet. Tuning in now to 4 things that you can feel. Now direct your attention to 3 things that you can hear, perhaps far away or nearby, and paying special attention to any sounds that your mind may have tuned out. Perhaps the ticking of a clock, your heartbeat. And tuning in now to 2 things that you can smell. Try noticing any smells in the air around you. Perhaps the smell of a pet nearby, or fresh flowers in front of you. If there's nothing that you can tune into, perhaps use the power of imagination to bring forward a smell that's pleasant for you. Now tuning in to 1 thing you can taste. Could be the sip of the tea that you just had before arriving at meditation, or perhaps a mint that you had in your mouth. You can even open your mouth and taste the air. And for a few moments now, tune in to the sensations that you feel. What do you notice about your inner landscape? Perhaps any emotions or thoughts as you bring together all of your senses. And as you bring the mind and the body and the breath together in this present moment. Let's begin our mindful body scan now. And as I call your attention to various areas of the body, move your awareness slowly and deliberately to that area, allowing your attention to rest for a few seconds on each body part in a continuous flow, noticing every sensation any sensation that you might feel, any coolness or tension, perhaps any pressure. And then relaxing each area and any tension that you might find. And if at any time you feel distracted by a sensation, a thought, a sound, simply acknowledge it and gently return your attention to your body, or perhaps my voice. There is no right or wrong with this practice. So begin to feel the heaviness of the body sinking into the surface beneath you. Having faith that you're supported no matter what. And come to notice the breath, wherever that may be for you. Whether it's in your throat, your nose, your chest, or your belly. Noticing that the body is completely relaxed. And with each moment, sinking deeper and deeper into the surface beneath you. Letting go of anything that may have come before this and allowing all that is here. Bring your attention now to your scalp, noticing the sensations that you might feel. Gently moving to your forehead, releasing any clenching, any tension, any squinting, and allowing your forehead to melt down as you soften your eyes, releasing any tension from the corners of your eyes. Melting any tension away as you move to your cheeks, in and around your ears, letting go of any tension at the corners of your mouth, your lips, and your tongue. Moving to your jaw and any tension or clenching you might feel. Perhaps opening your lips or your mouth slightly. Allowing your tongue to relax. Tucking your chin in slightly and allowing the back of your neck to lengthen. Moving now to your throat. Softening into the space around your throat and your neck. And noticing any sensations that might be present. Any time that you might notice your attention drifting away to thoughts, perhaps pain or tension that you're feeling, that you're thinking about, gently return your attention to the focus, the anchor of your body or of your breath. This is a practice, so be kind to yourself no matter how many times you need to refocus. Lowering your shoulders and bringing your attention to your arms, the connection points between your shoulders and the top of your arms. and allowing your arms to hang loosely or resting your hands naturally in your lap or at your sides. Begin to scan your right upper arm, your forearm, and noticing what's present for you, allowing any tension to melt away as you move your attention to your forearm, to your hand, and to your right fingers, moving from your thumb to your pointer finger, your middle finger, your ring finger, and your pinky. And if you're so inclined, go ahead and wiggle the fingers of your right hand, releasing any tension or any energy that you might feel. And now moving your attention to your left shoulder and your left arm, tuning into the connection point between the two. And scanning your left upper arm, your left forearm, your left hand, and moving to your fingers, your left thumb, your left pointer finger, your left middle finger, your ring finger, and your pinky. Allowing any tension that you might feel or have felt on your left side move out through the fingers, and perhaps giving them a bit of a wiggle to release any tension. And tuning in now to the sensations in your upper back. Letting go. Noticing what's there for you. Any sensations. Relaxing your mid back. And moving to your lower back. Noticing any sensations that are present, any discomfort, perhaps bringing the breath to any particular spot that feels sticky. And moving your attention to the front of your body. Noticing the sensations in your chest, in your rib cage, and in your lungs. Deepening your breath and relaxing your diaphragm and your belly. Softening your hips, your pelvis, your seat. And as you do this, letting everything go and feeling the support of the chair or the surface beneath you. allowing it to hold and receive you. You are safe. Bringing your attention now to your left leg, from your hip, tuning into any tightness or any discomfort, like the connection point of your hip and your upper leg. Moving your attention to your knee, to your left calf, down into your ankle, into your left foot, and bringing your awareness now into your left toes, your big toe, your second toe, your third toe, your fourth toe, and your pinky toe. Moving any energy, anything that feels stuck or tight or tense, out through the toes by gently giving them a wiggle. And bringing your attention now to your right hip, and the connection point between your hip and your right thigh. Tuning in to any tightness or discomfort in that space. Moving your attention into your right leg, your right knee, into your right calf, noticing your ankle, your right foot, and moving your attention to your right big toe and your second toe, your third toe, your fourth toe, and your right pinky toe. Noticing any energy, anything that is moving through the body, and allowing it to release through your right toes as you wiggle your feet or your toes gently. Now bringing a very gentle attention to your breath. You can either bring attention to your nostrils, to your chest, perhaps to your belly, or simply become aware of the in-breath and the out-breath, and the space in between the breaths. If you'd like, you can think of this like resting the mind on the breath. Perhaps picturing the breath like a cushion or a pillow where your mind is gently resting. Continuing to breathe in and out at your own pace. I will keep track of the time. And now in the silence, perhaps inviting in a faith-based mantra by silently repeating these words. I am divinely protected and guided. Miracles are happening always and in all ways. Let go and let God. Resting in the stillness for just another moment. As we close our practice today, I'd like to share a quote from Martin Luther King Jr. He says, "Faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase." So I invite you, when you're ready, to begin to deepen the breath. Bringing some gentle movement back into the body. Perhaps Stretching your arms into the space around you. Moving your shoulders a bit. Releasing any tension in your neck or any other space of the body. And share a silent appreciation, a thank you to yourself for taking this time out in your day. Gratitude for these moments of self-care. And when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me today. The light in me honors and sees the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day ahead, a good sleep, or a beautiful week ahead, whatever is next for you. Thank you.